Like I said, I was throwing parties, and by my default, I know more black people than white people. So naturally, I'm going to promote my parties and events towards black people. And then I had a party. I spent a lot of money, like cash money. And I'm a working man, so I can't, every dollar counts. And it was a nice event. I had a setup, I had a nice DJ and everything, and I totally busted. I had maybe 15 people come. So I started thinking, thinking about myself, like, wait a minute. Why don't you have a diverse crowd? You're waiting on a certain crowd to help you out, support you, and you're doing it just for a particular crowd, the black people. And I'm like, it's more white people in Asheville than black people. I mean, I'm gonna be frank with you. I'm not gonna cutthroat anything. It's more white people in Asheville. Why not cater to them also? And then I started thinking, like, why is Asheville so segregated? Because you don't usually see white people and black people party together. You don't see them really interact in the grocery stores. You don't really, things of that sort. So I'm wondering, like, why is this town so segregated? And then I think back to, like, history with the Urban Renewal Project. I don't know if you're familiar with that, when they started basically putting everybody in public housing. And if you notice all the public housing in Asheville, where is it at? I had a conversation with this lady from Twitter. I met her. She recognized me off Twitter at the 50th anniversary of Woolworth Walk-In. And she was like, when I first moved here to Asheville, everybody was saying, Asheville is so diverse. Asheville is so diverse. And then when she got here, she was like, are there any black people in Asheville? And a lot of people don't know that there is a 20%, I think it's either 13 or 20% population. It's 18% black population in Asheville, which is, it's a lot of black people for a city of 80,000, you know what I'm saying? And, and out of the cities is over 100,000 people. But why aren't we diverse? Why? A lot of people might not know about the old Asheville compared to what the new Asheville is now. Don't get me wrong, Asheville has progressed 300% than what it was 10 years ago, 15 years ago.
But it's still a southern town.
It's still a southern
that
town.
minorities tend to have less money. They're gonna be within their own group of people, and they're gonna, in a way, naturally, they end up segregating themselves.
Yeah.
I had a small conversation with Tim last week, and the point I was trying to make is I'm from East Los Angeles. My name's Jose, by the way, and I grew up near the projects. I grew up with a single mother of 3 at the time. Welfare, food stamps, the works. In LA, we naturally segregated ourselves. It was somewhat of a survival mechanism. Like, if we just congregate, take care of ourselves, and protect us from these evil people, whatever it was out there, it wasn't, specifically white. It was just like, here's the hood, here's the rich neighborhood. They're going to come and try to take away your land and your stuff, whatever the mentality was. But I think it was a lot of self-inflicted segregation. I mean, that's what we did as kids. We didn't do a lot of hanging out with the white people because, LA is so big that my school was 99% Hispanic. My neighborhood was 99% Hispanic. And not only that, they were teaching everybody Spanish classes, so there wasn't no way to get out. So I'm one of those people that has mixed feelings about teaching Hispanics in Spanish classes. I think they need to learn English. So anyways, big picture here is I think there's a lot of money and people tend to be white, and I think that feeds that. Right now, if you're Hispanic or black and you have a lot of money, you can help break that segregation. You have the money to do that. Put a very lucrative business right, near Pisgah View Apartments. No one's going to do that right now, but I'm just saying I think that feeds into that because that old money also comes with old mentalities that have been driven into those same people. A lot of white people are used to telling black people what to do. That's what I learned in the South. It was a huge shock for me, but it is what it is. And I have another story to share, but I'll let someone else.
It was a shock when different people saw me out with them, like, where do you know her from? And that, a lot of them are on my Facebook page, and we tweet, and we hang out, and we travel together. I've gone so many different places that I wouldn't go with, people who may be my normal crew. You know what I'm saying? Because we can't, whatever reason, but they're exposing me to a lot. But I would never, if I didn't work where I work, I would probably never meet those people, never have the desire to go to places and do karaoke or whatever else they may be interested in that I'm not used to. I would still be with the people that I know. If I know people coming in, that's where I'm going to sit. So, but once I get comfortable, I may go and sit with someone else and try to have a conversation. But if you're not in that environment, you're never comfortable enough to go sit next on a different side of the room. So Timmy or anyone else who's constantly trying to bring us together shows us that, I can meet someone with all kinds of broad views and actually like art and, enjoy some things in life that I wouldn't, because, I'm used to the people who I grew up with, went to high school with, went to middle school with. I know their kids, I know their that's my cousin from so-and-so. That's how we live, especially in this small town. So having the opportunity to all sit different age group, races, backgrounds, socioeconomic standing, all of that really helps.